Are you ready to feel the weirdness? Yeah, that's what I feel when I listen to Weird Al Yankovic. When I was a kid, I was kind of creeped out by him because I didn't know what he was all about. But as you get older, you begin to understand a little better what Weird Al Yankovic was all about. Now, when I first heard they were making a movie about Weird Al's life story, I'm thinking, wow, I didn't know they would actually want to do this. Even my dad would say, why would anybody think his life story is that important to make a movie out of? I mean, you watch the VH1 Behind the Music, you're like, okay, he had a pretty normal childhood. I mean, he was a funny guy, but he never really got too caught up with the Hollywood scene. And then I hear other reviews that this movie is not what you think it is. It isn't. It's kind of like the Dewey Cox story, with John C. Reilly. A movie that kind of satirizes musical biography movies. That's what this movie is. But it takes real people and just kind of really stretches the truth to a big length. And I gotta say, it was very enjoyable. It was. I mean, it's like that song, "You Don't Love Me Anymore." Just when you think it's like when that Weird Al starts singing, you think it's gonna go soft and sentimental, and then it goes in a completely different direction. That's what this movie basically is. And Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al does pretty well. He really throws himself into the character quite well. He makes you forget he was British or he was Harry Potter. He really becomes Weird Al. Well, this movie's version of Weird Al, not the real Weird Al. Weird Al even makes an appearance as one of the Scotty brothers. I meant that to be just its own running gag. Evan Rachel Wood is good as Madonna. And Rainn Wilson is good as Dr. Demento. And there was a lot of other guest appearances, like Jack Black as Wolfman Jack is good. I mean, you could look at this movie and anybody who knows Weird Al best can really point out what was true and what wasn't. And it does it. I guess that was the point. And I guess the movie doesn't want you to think you were a Weird Al fan, wants to guarantee you're a Weird Al fan, and you could just really point out that's not what happened. That's not what I heard what happened. Blah, blah, blah. But it was pretty good. I gotta say, this was a fun film. It never tries to be nothing more than what it is. It's just fun. It really grabs you in its ridiculousness of the whole plot. I mean, it's nothing like what Al's real story was. Okay, from what I hear, some elements that were in the movie, just a little bit of elements, were true. I'm not going to say what they were. If you want to know what that is, you watch Mojo. That'll point that out for you very well. But I got to say, this was a fun satirization of Weird Al's life story. And who could do it best than Weird Al himself, who wrote the script? So I give the movie a 10 out of 10. Have a weird day.